messing up today. Anyway, let's do this. Hello, you beautiful people. It's Friday and the weekend's here. Another beautiful day. Hope you're good. Health and strength is good. Life. Handle it. Alright, let's do this. We're talking about the PlayStation today. Sony needs to work on their infrastructure with the PlayStation, and they need to bring their PlayStation games to Android and iOS. Android, iOS on the go. Android and iOS, okay? Because that's the way we play games now. Plus, these cell phones now are so powerful now, you can stream games and play games on them on the go. So Sony need to bring their PlayStation games Android, iOS. Anyway, so listen to this. I was doing some research today. This is what I found out. The PlayStation 1 has 7,918 games total. That's 4,944 in Japan, 1,639 in Europe, and 1,335 North America. That's PlayStation 1. PlayStation 2 has a total of 3,800 games, right? PlayStation 3 has 1,432, PlayStation 3. And PlayStation 4 has 3,118 or 1,316, right? So, with that being stated, Sony needs to work on their infrastructure. Okay, they got the PlayStation now, they got a digital eShop. But, you know, natural disasters, you know, we live in a world of where natural disasters happens. If it ain't a volcano, it's a landslide. If it ain't a landslide, it's a wildfire. If it ain't a wildfire, it's a flood. It's earthquakes, it's tornadoes, it's tsunamis, it's hurricanes, all that. We live in a world of natural disasters. And people lose material possessions in those disasters. So what Sony should have done was take all those games from the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 and bring them over to the PlayStation 4, all of them in the eShop. Now you might lose some games based on licensing and contracts. That's understandable. But they should have still had all those games from the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 in the PlayStation 4 eShop. So people can play those games digitally, right? On the go, on their Android and iOS devices. So, once they got that infrastructure in place, then move that to the PlayStation 5. That's what they should have been doing, working on the infrastructure. Okay, because that's a lot of. You have the PlayStation now, and the PlayStation now needs games to compete with that Xbox Game Pass. So all those games from the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PS4 should have all been in the eShop, so people can play them. Now people might say, "Oh, we don't play old games." That's not true. There's a lot of people that play video games that play old games. Okay, it's not nostalgia. It's just they just love the game. Period. So, digital games, they have value. You know, video games physically, they have value, and video games digitally, they have value. So, Sony should have brought all those games from the PS1, 2, 3, and 4 into the PlayStation now, into the eShop, all of them, and including the PSP and the Vita. And so with these phones now and how powerful they are, you can play those games on the go. And then now all you have to do now is give the phone like a tilt, like some controllers digitally, so you can move with your thumb and play them. So that's what they should have been doing, you know, like working on the infrastructure, you know, because that's, if you really look at the foundation that the PlayStation 1 laid, that's a lot of games, man. 7,918, and then you have 4,944 in Japan, games that we have never played. So Sony needs to work on their infrastructure, man. The PlayStation is good, you know what I'm saying, but instead of focusing on sales now, focus on the infrastructure, because streaming games and streaming games now is the new thing. Playing games on the go now, you know, because people have busy lives. They be moving all over the place. Yeah, they might buy the console to play at home, but sometimes when they're out there in the sometimes when they're out there in the world, they might want to play games on the go. You know what I'm saying? On the go. Android, iOS. How you want to do it? The Android way or the iOS way? Pick one or both. So Sony really needs to get that situation fixed, because that is a huge catalog. If you really look at it, that is a huge catalog of games to be leaving behind, man. Especially when you got PlayStation Now, and PlayStation Now is hungry. Like, where's the rest of the games from the previous generation of consoles? You know, so, and then fans of PlayStation are asking the same question. You know, so it was Sony's responsibility to make sure that they have that infrastructure in place, so when a natural disaster happened and then people lose material things, they can't get it back, I mean physically, then you have those games in the eShop digitally, to where a person might buy the latest console, like I say a PlayStation 5, and still be able to play those games once they make a digital purchase. So yeah, Sony really need to get that situation fixed. Now, to jump, because like if you look at the numbers of PlayStation 1 games, when the PlayStation 1 came out, that was a 32-bit system with a 700 megabytes CD-ROM. Okay, and you had 7,000 games. So back then, yeah, the games were big for that time. Now, to jump from a 32-bit system to a 300 megahertz system with a DVD player that holds like 8 to 10 gigs of storage, that's a huge jump. And then to jump from a PlayStation 2 that's 300 megahertz to a PlayStation 3, now using 7 to 8 CPUs running at 3 gigs apiece with a Blu-ray disc, that is a huge jump. And then to jump from the PlayStation 3 to the 4, that's using 8 cores and still using the Blu-ray disc. It's a huge jump. So your numbers in games are going to decrease because the games are getting bigger. So Sony should have had that infrastructure in place, you know, and because people still play old games. They might not have the PlayStation 1 or the PS2 or the PS3, but if they got like a 4 or a 5, then they can play those old games again on a newer console. And that's what they need to do. Work on the infrastructure, you know, because right now we're in the era of cell phones. We're in the era of cell phones, and these phones are powerful now to where you can watch movies, stream movies, stream games, and play them. So this is how we're gonna be playing games now. Not on no handheld device. These are better now. So that's the way to go, and that's what Sony has to do with their PlayStation Network, because PlayStation Now is hungry. Like, okay, where's the rest of the games that you built? I need more games in my library. Come on, I need more. You know, it's just eating up games like this. You know, so that's what they should work on, man. But PlayStation is good though. PlayStation is good. You know what I'm saying? PlayStation is good. They just got to get their infrastructure fixed. You know. And they need to keep backwards compatibility. They need to have backwards compatibility locked down and never leave it behind again, because it's going to hurt them. Especially if you got this PlayStation Now thing. You know, so, I mean, PlayStation Now. So, yeah. Infrastructure is the name of the game now when it comes to Sony. And that's what they have to work on. I mean, they're a good company. They make some good games. But infrastructure now, especially in the era of cell phone and 5G, 6G technology, oh yeah, that is the way to go, man. So yeah, they have to work on their infrastructure, man. You know, because there's a lot of PlayStation fans that love some of their classic games till this day. You know, some people might want to play Vagrant Story on the go on their phones. You know, brings back memories. Some people might want to play Chrono Cross on the go. Brings back memories. Some people might want to play old school Siphon Filter. You know what I'm saying? So all the games that PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 used to have. So yeah, they need to work on their infrastructure, man. But other than that, man, PlayStation is good, man. I mean, got a lot of games, but you can't leave those games behind, man. You just can't do it. Not in the era of high-tech phones that can stream, that can do a lot of stuff. Can't leave it behind, man. So yeah. But anyway, man, I'm glad that they didn't give up on the PS3, you know. I'm glad they didn't give up on it, because the system got a lot of value. But right now it's about infrastructure, man. They will make a lot of money. They will make a lot of money off digital games, you know, because after what the pandemic just did, you know, most gamers were buying their games digitally. Most gamers were buying their games digitally. When that coronavirus was hit, America, the world was a ghost town. Okay, the world was a ghost town. People were dying and people were getting sick, and you know, people had to wear masks and stand outside and wait in line. And so the best way was to play video games were digitally, you know. And especially if you had like a PS4 and Xbox One, then you were good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the coronavirus gave the gaming industry a warning. About, you know what, I'm gonna make that in another video. But anyway, nice talking to you beautiful people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing, or Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.